Joining us now is Corey Thurman and Lori Thurman. Now, Corey is a senior at the high school. Corey, walk us through what happened.
So basically, you just walk in. It's a normal day. You don't think anything's happening. Everyone, is saying that some strange things are going on. I walked right by it. I saw it myself. I kind of laughed, honestly, like, what is happening? Like, this can't be real. Heard 3 gunshots and I just started running. So,
did you immediately recognize that they were gunshots?
Yes, because I had seen him holding the gun. But if I hadn't seen him, I would have. It sounded like someone took their binder and slammed it on the ground. Like, that's what it sounded like. So
you saw him holding a gun, but you didn't think that this was a real gun?
No, it was in my head. I was what's going on? What's happening? Like, what am I seeing right now?
Were you in the hallway? Can you kind of describe where you were at?
Yeah, I was in the hallway. So I had just walked out of a classroom that I was in, and he was standing in the middle of the hallway, and I walked right past him.
I'm sorry you saw that. First of all, what transpired after that? Where'd you go? What did everybody else do?
Honestly, I felt like I was in a stampede. Everyone was running, screaming. I ran out the front doors of the high school and ran down to the elementary school. And then I went into a preschool classroom with a ton of other high schoolers that were running with me.
And you're here with Mom right now. You must have been frantically trying to get in touch with her.
Yeah. So I texted her as soon as I could. I didn't have any service, but I got on the school's Wi-Fi and I could text iPhones. So I texted everybody that I could. Yeah.
And you said kids were passing their phones around because not everyone had one.
Some people had already put their stuff away, like getting ready for the day, and didn't have anything on them. So, you just handed your phone to whoever didn't have one and let them make a phone call or a text to their parents.
And imagine, Freeman High School is a relatively small school. Mm-hmm. Is it the case where everyone knows who everyone is in the school?
Yeah,
so
everyone knows everyone.
So you recognize the person when you saw them with the gun? And
Yeah.
Was it a pistol they had? Or was
it was a bigger gun, but I heard that he had 2 with him. So I heard that the first one jammed up, and then that's when he pulled out the second one.
But you were running.
I was farther away when I heard the gunshots, so I was just out of there with everyone else.
Lori, how did things unfold from your perspective?
Well, from my end, I actually didn't have my cell phone on me, so my manager pulled me out of an exam room, calmly pulled me into another room where I could grab my cell phone and make contact. I had already gotten a text message from her, but I couldn't get a hold of my sister or my niece, who's a freshman here, so that's when I heard that the cell phones were going around or that there was an iPhone issue. And some kids couldn't get out or didn't have their phone on them. So I know that a lot of parents were notified by the kids keeping their ground and making sure that parents and family members were at least aware, or the grade schoolers that don't have cell phones yet. Yeah. So,
Lori, unfortunately, school shootings in our society are something that we hear about quite often now. Mm-hmm. For it to happen here at Freeman High School,
never would have thought. Never. Never would have thought.
Is it something that you guys had drilled for?
We had a lockdown and fire drill practice yesterday.
Okay.
So, yeah, obviously we knew it wasn't a drill. I knew it wasn't a drill because I had seen it, but some people were like, why are we having another lockdown drill? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's Freeman. That would never happen. Mm-hmm. So
you had to sign Corey out of school. We're telling parents that they can pick up their kids. Tell me how that process worked.
The process went really smoothly. They took about 10 parents at a time, so it remained calm, and then they would only they had one master sheet, so they made sure that every student that was being signed out was signed out on a master sheet so they could make a head count for all those kids. So it was a lengthy process to see her, but I knew she was okay, and I appreciate everybody doing what they needed to do to make everybody else safe. So.
We're also told that law enforcement, as they release the kids, have to talk to each student. Did you go through that process?
Yes, I did. I was a witness, so I had to be interviewed. So I got interviewed, found her, stood in line, and then as I was walking out, they were like, did you get interviewed? The law enforcement was asking, did you get interviewed? Are you a student? So they were making sure that everyone that needed to be talked to was talked to.
Triple checkpoint. It was pretty smooth.
10:15 or so it occurred. Was that a passing period in the hall?
10:15 is actually the first bell of the day because we had a late start today. So 10:15 was when first period was supposed to start. Gotcha. So everyone was still, arriving at school, putting their stuff away, like the day hadn't even started yet.
Was it near the front door or maybe like a breezeway or a gathering spot for students?
It was in the hallway where a lot of the lockers are. So there was a ton of people right where it occurred. It was right by the stairway. So.
Do you recall the shooter saying anything prior to firing a shot?
No. When I walked past him, he was just standing there with no expression, didn't say anything. So.
I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you.
There's a lot of healing that has to start now. What do you do about tomorrow and the day after that?
As a mom, I do what she needs me to do. I stay with her if she needs me to. I let her gather with friends if she needs me to, or I go with her even though she's almost 18. So as a mom, I do whatever she needs me to for her to do.
I've had a couple friends text me saying, "Hey, we're having a get together tonight. If anybody needs to talk, just come over and we'll just talk it out if you need to, let anything out." So that's really nice to see everybody coming together like that.
You saw something that no one should ever have to see, and we're sorry that you went through that. But we thank you for taking your time to chat with us now.
Thank you.